You are not in a room. You are not standing on a floor. You are not even inside your own skin. Instead, you are here, in the vein of whispering current. The walls around you pulse, not with light, but with breath, a slow, steady, rhythmic glow, like the heartbeat of something ancient, something that has been waiting for you. The glow is soft, so soft it doesn't strain your eyes. It doesn't demand your attention. It simply exists, like moonlight on still water, or the quiet hum of a lullaby you've always known. The air here is thick, but not heavy. It moves with you, like warm honey. Each step you take, each breath you draw, is met with the gentlest resistance, as if the passage itself is holding you, not to trap you, but to guide you, to cradle you, to remind you that you are safe. The floor beneath your feet is smooth, rounded stones, each one worn by time, by the touch of countless others who have walked this path before you. And when you step, when your weight shifts, the stones hum, a sound so low, so deep, it vibrates in your bones, not with noise, but with presence, with the quiet certainty that you belong here. You don't need to see the end of the passage. You don't need to know where it leads, because the vein of whispering current is not a place you walk through. It is a place you sink into. It breathes with you, expanding when you inhale, contracting when you exhale, as if the walls, the air, the stones beneath your feet are all part of the same living rhythm, the same slow, steady, unhurried pulse. And with every step, you feel yourself settling deeper, not just into the passage, but into yourself, into the quiet spaces between your thoughts, where there is no rush, no need to hurry, no need to do anything at all, except be here, now. The light here is dim, but it is not darkness. It is the soft glow of a candle, seen through frosted glass, just enough to see, just enough to feel, but not so much that it distracts, not so much that it pulls you away from the stillness, the stillness that is already inside you, waiting to be noticed, waiting to be embraced. And as you walk, you realize you don't need to force yourself to relax. You don't need to try to let go, because the vein of whispering current is already doing that for you. It is already holding you, already soothing you, already reminding you that you are safe, that you are exactly where you need to be. There is a sound here, but it is not a sound you hear with your ears. It is a sound you feel, a vibration, a resonance that moves through you like the deep, steady pulse of 396 hertz. It is the sound of release, the sound of letting go, the sound of everything that no longer serves you, dissolving, fading, falling away, like leaves from a tree in autumn, gentle, effortless, inevitable. And with every breath, you feel it, the weight lifting, the tension unraveling, the old stories, the old fears, the old patterns, all of them drifting away like mist in the morning sun. The stones beneath your feet are warm, not hot, not burning, but warm, like the touch of a hand that has been waiting to comfort you. And as you walk, you notice the way your steps have slowed, the way your breath has deepened, the way your body has softened, as if it knows, as if it remembers that this is where you are meant to be, that this is where healing begins. The passage curves gently, like the bend of a river, and with each turn, you feel yourself sinking deeper, not into sleep, but into presence, into the quiet, into the stillness that has always been here, waiting for you to return. The air here is rich, not with scent, but with texture. It brushes against your skin like the softest silk, like the gentlest breeze. And with every breath, you feel it, the way it fills your lungs, the way it nourishes you, the way it reminds you that you are alive, that you are held, that you are loved. The walls around you shimmer, not with light, but with memory, with the echoes of all who have walked this path before you. And as you move, you feel their presence, not as a crowd, not as a noise, but as a quiet, a warmth, a knowing that you are never alone. Your shoulders have dropped. Your jaw has loosened. Your hands have unclenched. And you realize you didn't even notice when it happened, because it wasn't something you did. It was something that was done for you by the passage, by the stones, by the air, by the quiet, by the stillness that has always been here, waiting. The glow around you shifts, not brighter, not dimmer, but softer, as if it is adjusting to you, as if it is wrapping around you, like a blanket, like a sigh, like a homecoming. You don't need to think about where you're going. You don't need to plan your next step, because the vein of whispering current knows the way. It has always known the way, and it is guiding you, not with words, not with directions, but with rhythm, with breath, with the quiet certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. The stones beneath your feet hum, a sound so deep, so low, it vibrates in your chest, not with noise, but with comfort, with the knowledge that you are held, that you are safe, that you are loved. Your breath has slowed. Your mind has quieted. And you realize you don't need to hold onto anything. Not your thoughts, not your worries, not your fears, because the vein of whispering current is already holding them for you, already dissolving them, already releasing them, like water flowing over smooth stones, gentle, effortless, inevitable. And with every exhale, you feel it, the weight lifting, the tension unraveling, the old stories, the old patterns, all of them drifting away like mist in the morning sun. The passage ahead of you is darker, but not with absence, with depth, with the promise of something more. And you realize you don't need to be afraid, because the darkness here is not empty. It is full of quiet, full of stillness, full of the same soft glow that has been guiding you all along. Your steps slow, not because you are hesitant, but because you are savoring the moment, savoring the peace, savoring the quiet that has always been here, waiting for you to notice. The air here is cooler, but not cold. It is refreshing, like the first sip of water after a long journey. And with every breath, you feel it, the way it fills your lungs, the way it cleanses you, the way it reminds you that you are alive, that you are held, that you are loved. The stones beneath your feet are smoother here, worn by time, by the touch of countless others. And as you step, you feel their presence, not as a crowd, not as a noise, but as a quiet, a warmth, a knowing that you are never alone. Your body feels heavier, but not with weight, with surrender, with the quiet certainty that you don't need to hold yourself up, because the vein of whispering current is already doing that for you, already cradling you, already supporting you. And with every breath, you feel it, the way your muscles soften, the way your mind quiets, the way your heart opens, just a little more. The glow around you shifts again. Kale Frost's voice drifts into the quiet, like the first slow breath of dawn, touching the underside of leaves. You are already here, not arriving, not leaving, simply resting in the stillness that has always been. The air in the vein of whispering current is thick with warmth, not the heat of fire, but the gentle weight of honey just before it drips. You feel it on your skin, a slow coating, like being wrapped in a blanket woven from sunlight and silence. Each breath you take moves through this warmth, not pushing it aside, but becoming part of its slow rhythm, as if the air itself is breathing with you. Beneath your feet, the stones hum, not with sound, but with a vibration so deep it bypasses your ears entirely. You feel it in your bones, a low thrum, like the resonance of a cello played in another room. Each step you take sends a ripple through the floor, and the stones answer, not with words, but with a quiet acknowledgement, as if they have been waiting for you. The light here is soft, Not bright, not dim, but exactly enough, like the glow of a candle seen through frosted glass. It doesn't demand your attention. It simply exists, wrapping around you like a second skin. You notice how it clings to the edges of your fingers, how it lingers on the curve of your palm, as if it too is reluctant to let go. Now, you feel the first stirrings of roots, not from your feet, but from the base of your spine. A slow unfurling, like the first tendrils of a vine reaching for soil. They are not rushing. They are not forcing. They are simply growing downward through the layers of stone and earth, each one thinner than a hair, yet unshakably strong. You feel the cool dampness of the soil, not as something foreign, but as a familiar embrace, as if you have always known this place, as if you have always belonged here. The roots spread, not in a straight line, but in slow, deliberate curves, like the branches of an ancient tree. They weave through the earth, finding the spaces between the stones, not pushing them aside, but moving with them, as if the earth itself is guiding their path. You feel the weight of the world above you, not as a burden, but as a presence, a quiet reassurance that you are held, that you are safe, that you do not need to carry anything alone. Now, the roots begin to drink, not with thirst, but with a slow, steady pull, like the tide drawing back from the shore. You feel the coolness of the water seeping into the roots, traveling upward, not in a rush, but in a slow, deliberate climb, each drop taking its time, each one carrying the memory of the earth. You feel it rising through your spine, a slow, warm current, like honey being poured from a great height. It fills you, not all at once, but drop by drop, each one spreading a little further, each one bringing a deeper sense of stillness. The light on your skin begins to shift, not because the sun has moved, but because you are becoming more aware of it. You notice how it warms the back of your neck, how it lingers on the curve of your shoulder, how it seems to sink into your skin, not as heat, but as a slow, golden weight, like the first rays of dawn touching the petals of a flower. You feel the light turning, not into something you see, but but into something you are. A slow transformation, like the way a leaf turns sunlight into energy. You are not doing anything. You are simply allowing the light to move through you, allowing it to become part of you. Now, you feel the first stirrings of the wind, not as a gust, not as a storm, but as a slow, rhythmic breath, like the rise and fall of the ocean. It moves through the vein of whispering current, not pushing, not pulling, but simply being. You feel it on your skin, a soft caress, like the touch of a feather. It moves over your arms, your legs, the back of your neck, each touch a whisper, each one a reminder that you are not separate from this place, that you are part of its rhythm, that you are breathing with it, inhaling, exhaling, in perfect sync. Your breath deepens, not because you are forcing it, but because the wind is guiding it. You feel the air filling your lungs, not as a sharp intake, but as a slow, steady expansion, like the way a balloon fills with helium. Each breath a little fuller, a little slower, a little deeper. You feel the weight of your ribs, the gentle pressure of your lungs against them, the way your chest rises, not with effort, but with ease. Now, you feel the exhale, a slow release, like the tide pulling back from the shore. You feel the air leaving your body, not as a loss, but as a return, a giving back to the world. Each breath a cycle, each one a reminder that you are part of something larger. The resonance of the stones beneath your feet begins to shift, not because they are changing, but because you are becoming more attuned to them. You feel the hum in your bones, a low, steady vibration, like the sound of a distant drum. It moves through you, not as noise, but as a slow, rhythmic pulse. You feel it in your chest, in your fingertips, in the soles of your feet. Each vibration a reminder that you are held, that you are safe, that you are exactly where you need to be. Now, you feel the first stirrings of the merge, not as a sudden shift, but as a slow, deliberate unfolding, like the way a river merges with the ocean, not with force, but with a quiet inevitability. You feel the boundaries between you and the world beginning to soften, not as a loss, but as a return, a remembering. You feel the roots in your spine, the light on your skin, the wind in your lungs, all of it becoming part of something larger, something vast, something unshakable. You are not becoming less. You are becoming more. The air around you begins to thicken, not as a weight, but as a presence, like the way honey feels when it is poured. Slow, deliberate, unhurried. You feel it on your skin, a slow coating, not as something that clings, but as something that holds. You feel the warmth of it, the way it moves with your breath, the way it seems to breathe with you. Now, you feel the first stirrings of the anchor, not as a sound, but as a vibration, a slow, steady hum, like the resonance of a tuning fork. It moves through you, not as noise, but as a slow, rhythmic pulse. You feel it in your bones, in your chest, in the soles of your feet. Each vibration a reminder that you are held, that you are safe, that you are exactly where you need to be. The hum deepens, not because it is growing louder, but because you are becoming more attuned to it. You feel it in your fingertips, a slow, steady pulse, like the beat of a distant heart. It moves through you, not as something separate, but as something that is part of you. You feel the resonance in your spine, in your ribs, in the roots that have grown from your base. Each vibration, a slow, deliberate reminder that you are not alone, that you are part of something larger, that you are held. Now, you feel the first stirrings of the merge deepening, not as a sudden shift, but as a slow, deliberate unfolding, like the way a river merges with the ocean, not with force, but with a quiet inevitability. You feel the boundaries between you and the world softening, not as a loss, but as a return, a remembering. You feel the roots in your spine, the light on your skin, the wind in your lungs, the resonance in your bones, all of it becoming part of something larger, something vast, something unshakable. You are not becoming less. You are becoming more. The air around you begins to glow, not with brightness, but with a soft golden light, like the way sunlight filters through leaves. You feel it on your skin, a slow, warm caress, not as heat, but as a slow, golden weight. You feel it sinking into you, not as something you absorb, but as something you become. Now, you feel the first stirrings of the transformation, not as a sudden change, but as a slow, deliberate unfolding, like the way a seed becomes a tree. You are standing at the edge of a vast, quiet meadow where the grass bends not from wind, but from the weight of your own presence. The air here is thick with the scent of wild thyme and something older, something like the memory of rain before it falls. Your feet sink slightly into the earth, not because the ground is soft, but because the earth is breathing, and it breathes with you. Each blade of grass brushes against your skin like the whisper of 1,000 tiny hands, each one saying, "Stay, stay, stay." And you do. The sky above is not blue, not exactly. It is the color of still water held in cupped hands, the kind of blue that exists only when you are not trying to name it. It stretches endlessly, but not in a way that feels vast or overwhelming. Instead, it feels intimate, like the inside of a great, slow heartbeat, and you are the pulse within it. The clouds do not drift. They unfold like petals of some enormous, unseen flower, and you realize they are not passing through the sky. They are passing through you. Your chest rises, and with it, the meadow rises. The air fills your lungs not like breath, but like liquid light, cool and thick. And it carries with it the taste of distant storms that have not yet decided to fall. Your ribs expand, and for a moment, you are not a body, but a vessel, a hollowed out space where the wind can rest. The clouds that move through your chest are not white, not gray, but the color of old paper, the kind that has been handled so many times it has become soft as skin. They do not rush. They do not hurry. Your exhale comes, and the meadow exhales with you. The grass sways, not from wind, but from the weight of your breath leaving you, as if the earth itself is sighing in relief. The air you release is not empty. It is full of the scent of damp earth after rain, of green things growing in the dark. It curls upward, slow and deliberate, like smoke from a fire that has long since burned down to embers. And the clouds in your chest settle, just a little, as if they have found a place they like. You notice now that the meadow is not flat. It rolls gently like the surface of a lake when a pebble has just been dropped into it. Though no pebble has fallen here, the undulations are small, almost imperceptible, but they are there, and they are yours. They are the shape of your own weight pressing into the earth, the way your body remembers the pull of gravity, even when gravity has forgotten to pull. The earth does not resist. It yields, and in yielding, it holds you. Your fingers twitch, and the grass beneath them twitches in response. It is not that the grass moves because you move. It is that the grass moves with you, as if you are both part of the same slow, unfolding dance. The blades are cool against your skin, not cold, but the kind of cool that comes from being in the shade of a great tree where the sun cannot quite reach. They are slightly damp, as if the meadow has been crying, though you know it has not. The dampness is not sadness. It is the kind of wetness that comes from being alive, from being porous, from letting the world in. You realize now that you are not standing. You are being stood. The earth is holding you upright, not because you are too heavy to fall, but because it wants to. Your bones are not rigid. They are soft, like reeds bending in a slow current, and the current is the earth's own breath. You do not need to balance. You are already balanced. The clouds in your chest shift again, and this time you feel them not as something separate from you, but as part of your own weight. They are heavy, but not in a way that burdens you. They are heavy like a stone in your pocket, something you carry not because you have to, but because it feels right to carry it. The weight is familiar, like the weight of a hand resting on your shoulder, the kind of weight that says, I am here, and you are here, and that is enough. You do not need to name the weight. You only need to let it be. Your breath deepens, and the meadow deepens with it. The air you draw in is not just air. It is the sound of distant waves, the kind that crash not against the shore, but against the edges of your own awareness. The waves are not loud. They are the sound of water moving through sand, the kind of sound that exists only when you are listening closely. They are the sound of time slowing down, of moments stretching like taffy, sweet and slow. And you realize that the waves are not outside you. They are inside you, moving through your veins like blood. The grass beneath your feet is not just grass. It is the hair of the earth, soft and fine, and it tickles your skin not to annoy you, but to remind you that you are alive. Each blade is a tiny thread connecting you to the ground, and the ground is not just dirt. It is the body of something vast and ancient, something that has been waiting for you to notice it. The earth does not speak, but it hums, a low, steady vibration that you feel in your bones, like the sound of a tuning fork held against your sternum. The hum is 396 hertz, though you do not need to know that. You feel the hum now, not as sound, but as sensation. It moves through you like a current, gentle, but insistent, like the pull of the moon on the tides. It does not demand, it invites. It invites you to let go of the habit of naming, of the need to label the peace, to define the quiet, to explain the stillness. The hum does not care what you call it. It only cares that you let it move through you. The clouds in your chest shift again, and this time they do not settle. They dissolve, not into nothing, but into something softer, something like mist, something like the space between thoughts. The mist is cool against the inside of your ribs, like the first breath of air on a summer morning before the sun has risen. It does not fill you, it expands you, like a balloon being gently inflated, not with air, but with light. The light is not bright. It is the kind of light that exists in the corners of your eyes when you close them, the kind that is always there, waiting for you to notice. Your hands relax, and the earth relaxes with them. Your fingers uncurl, not because you tell them to, but because they want to. They want to let go of the tension, the holding, the gripping, the need to control. The grass beneath them responds, not by moving, but by softening, as if it too is letting go of something it has been holding for a long time. The softening is not weakness, it is strength, the kind of strength that comes from being able to yield. The earth knows this strength. You feel the weight of your body now, not as a burden, but as a gift. The weight is the weight of being alive, of being made of flesh and bone and blood, of being something that can feel, can touch, can be touched. The weight is the weight of the earth pulling you toward it, not to crush you, but to hold you. You do not resist the pull. You let it take you, not down, but deeper, into the quiet, into the stillness, into the space where names do not matter. The meadow is not just around you now. It is inside you. The grass grows in your veins, not as plants, but as sensations, as the feeling of being alive, of being connected, of being part of something larger than yourself. The clouds in your chest are not clouds. They are the breath of the sky moving through you, slow and steady, like the tide. The earth beneath your feet is not just dirt. It is the body of something ancient and wise, something that has been waiting for you to remember. And you are remembering. Your breath slows, and the world slows with it. Each inhale is a lifetime, each exhale another. The air you draw in is not just air. It is the memory of every breath you have ever taken, every sigh, every gasp, every moment of stillness. The air you release is not empty. It is full of the things you no longer need, the names you no longer have to carry, the peace that remains when all else dissolves. You do not need to hold onto anything. The earth is holding you. The hum of 396 hertz moves through you now, not as sound, but as sensation. It vibrates in your bones, in your blood, in the spaces between your cells, like the echo of a bell that has been ringing for 1,000 years. The vibration is not loud. It is the kind of sound that exists only when you are listening with your whole body, when you are not just hearing, but feeling. It does not demand your attention. It invites it, like the way the sun invites you to close your eyes and feel its warmth on your skin. You do not need to understand the vibration. You only need to let it move through you. Your thoughts slow, not because you are forcing them to, but because they want to. They want to rest, to dissolve, to become part of the quiet, part of the stillness, part of the space where names do not matter. The thoughts are not gone. They are softer, like clouds dissolving into mist, like waves smoothing into sand. They do not disappear. They become part of something larger, something that does not need to be named. You do not need to control your thoughts. You only need to let them be. The meadow is not just a place now. It is a state of being. It is the feeling of being held, of being supported, of being part of something vast and ancient and wise. The grass is not just grass. It is the hair of the earth, soft and fine, reminding you that you are alive. The clouds are not just clouds. They They are the breath of the sky moving through you, slow and steady, like the tide. The earth is not just dirt. It is the body of something that has been waiting for you to remember. You feel the weight of your body now, not as something to resist, but as something to embrace. The weight is the weight of being alive, of being made of flesh and bone and blood, of being something that can feel, can touch, can be touched. The weight is the weight of the earth pulling you toward it, not to crush you, but to hold you. You do not need to fight the pull. You only need to let it take you deeper. The hum of 396 hertz moves through you now, not as sound, but as sensation. It vibrates in your bones, in your blood, in the spaces between your cells, like the echo of a bell that has been ringing since the beginning of time. The vibration is not loud. It is the kind of sound that exists only when you are listening with your whole body, when you are not just hearing, but feeling. It does not demand your attention. It invites it, like the way the moon invites the tide to rise. You do not need to understand the vibration. You only need to let it move through you. Your breath deepens, and the meadow deepens with it. The air you draw in is not just air. It is the memory of every breath you have ever taken, every sigh, every gasp, every moment of stillness. The air you release is not empty. It is full of the things you no longer need, the names you no longer have to carry, the peace that remains when all else dissolves. You do not need to hold onto anything. The earth is holding you. The clouds in your chest dissolve now, not into nothing, but into something softer, something like mist, something like the space between thoughts. The mist is cool against the inside of your ribs, like the first breath of air on a summer morning before the sun has risen. It does not fill you. It expands you, like a balloon being gently inflated, not with air, but with light. The light is not bright. It is the kind of light that exists in the corners of your eyes when you close them, the kind that is always there, waiting for you to notice. You do not need to name the light. You only need to let it be. You feel the weight of your body now, not as a burden, but as a gift. The weight is the weight of being alive, of being made of flesh and bone and blood, of being something that can feel, can touch, can be touched. The weight is the weight of the earth pulling you toward it, not to crush you, but to hold you. You do not resist the pull. You let it take you deeper, into the quiet, into the stillness, into the space where names do not matter. And now, the edges of the world begin to soften, like the first light of dawn brushing against the horizon. So gentle, so slow, you don't even notice when the colors start to melt, when the shapes around you dissolve into something warmer, something safer. The images that once filled your mind, they drift away like clouds on a summer breeze, not disappearing, not vanishing, but simply becoming lighter, becoming less important. You don't need to hold onto them anymore. You don't need to follow them. You don't need to do anything at all. Because the peace you feel now, it isn't something you have to chase. It isn't something you have to earn. It's already here, already yours. The hum that has been with you, the resonance that is wrapped around your thoughts like a soft blanket. It doesn't stop when the words do. It continues its work, quietly, patiently, deep within you, where the healing happens without effort, without thought. Your body knows what to do with this. Your mind knows how to rest in it. Your heart knows how to trust it. And as the words fade, the feeling remains, like the warmth of the sun on your skin long after the clouds have passed. This peace, it's always here. Not just in this moment, not just when you listen, but whenever you need it, whenever you want to return to this feeling, it will be waiting. Like a favorite blanket, soft and familiar, like a door that's always unlocked, ready for you to step inside whenever you choose. You don't have to remember how to find it. You don't have to force yourself to feel it. It's simply here, always. And as the words grow softer, as the silence between them grows deeper, you can let go even more, letting the weight of your body sink into the surface beneath you, letting the rhythm of your breath slow, letting your thoughts drift like leaves on a quiet stream. There's no need to hold onto anything, no need to control anything, no need to do anything but rest. Because this is your time, your space, your peace. The resonance hums softly in the background, a steady, gentle presence, like the distant sound of waves lapping against the shore. It doesn't demand your attention. It doesn't ask for anything. It simply is, a quiet companion as you drift deeper. And with every breath you take, with every slow exhale, you sink a little further into this warmth, this comfort, this stillness. Your mind grows quieter, your body grows heavier, and the world around you fades into the softest darkness. You don't have to fight to stay awake. You don't have to resist the pull of sleep. Because sleep is not something to fear. It's not something to avoid. It's a gift, a natural part of this rhythm. And as you let go, as you surrender to this gentle pull, you find yourself drifting, floating, sinking into a place where time doesn't matter, where thoughts don't rush, where everything is soft and slow and safe. The hum continues, a steady, soothing vibration, like the purr of a cat curled up beside you. It doesn't need words. It doesn't need explanations. It simply is a quiet reminder that you are held, you are safe. And with every passing moment, the edges of your awareness grow softer. The boundaries between you and the world around you blur, until all that remains is this feeling, this warmth, this deep, unshakable peace. You don't have to remember this moment. You don't have to cling to it, because it's not going anywhere. It's always here, waiting for you whenever you need it. Like a quiet corner of your mind where the light is always soft, where the air is always still, where you can always return. And as the words fade completely, as the silence grows deeper, you can let go even more, letting your body relax completely, letting your mind drift freely, letting the hum carry you deeper into a place where there is no need to think, no need to do, no need to be anything but exactly who you are. A place where the weight of the world lifts from your shoulders, where the noise of life fades into the distance. And all that remains is this stillness, this quiet, this peace. The resonance hums softly, a steady, gentle pulse, like the heartbeat of the earth beneath you. It doesn't ask for anything. It doesn't demand anything. It simply is, a quiet presence as you rest. And with every breath, with every slow exhale, you sink deeper, you let go more, into a place where time doesn't exist, where thoughts don't rush, where everything is soft and slow and safe. You don't have to hold onto this feeling. You don't have to try to keep it, because it's not something you can lose. It's not something that can be taken from you. It's always here, always waiting, always ready to welcome you back. Like a quiet room with the door left open just for you. And as the words fade into silence, as the hum grows softer, you can let go completely, letting your body melt into the surface beneath you, letting your mind drift into the quiet. There's no need to stay awake, no need to resist, no need to do anything but rest. Because this is your time, your space, your peace. The hum fades, but the feeling remains. Like the warmth of the sun on your skin, like the comfort of a familiar embrace. It doesn't need words. It doesn't need explanations. It simply is. A quiet reminder that you are held, you are safe, you are at peace. And as the silence grows deeper, as the world around you fades into the softest darkness, you can let go even more, letting your body relax completely, letting your mind drift freely. There's no need to think, no need to do, no need to be anything but exactly who you are. In this moment, in this stillness, in this peace, the resonance hums one last time, a gentle whisper, a quiet goodbye. And as it fades, you are left with nothing but this feeling, this warmth, this deep, unshakable peace. A peace that doesn't need words, that doesn't need explanations, that simply is, waiting for you always. Sleep now. Drift softly. The quiet remembers you.